There are some three candidates that want to be governors come August, and that is Hilary Barichok. You have one Mosonik, who is the CIS of the Petroleum Ministry, and Isaac Ruto, the pioneer governor of Bomet. Listen to what the Deputy President said.
As a party, we believe in the unity of the nation. We do not believe in ethnic or regional or village politics. We believe in the unity of Kenya. And I want to say from Bomet here that we do not subscribe to any divisive talk. We do not agree with any talk that profiles individuals or groups or communities, because we are a national party that brings all the communities of Kenya together.
So yes, partly he was talking about there was that debacle between some supporters of Isaac Ruto and supporters of, is it Hilary Barichok? And the nominations can make or break an election. You've been there in the last election. So what must your party do, for instance, and other parties do to ensure that you're able to ensure free and fair nominations, the best candidate wins, but also maintains the unity of political parties and avoid a situation like happened in 2017 where several persons that lost nominations went to become independent candidates, and some of them are really tilting the scales?
Yeah, UDA party, despite being a very young party, for the last 1 year or so, we have had several by-elections in this Republic of Kenya where UDA has participated and it has fared very well. And when you look at how it picked candidates for those positions, it was through a free and fair nomination exercise. For example, we had a by-election in Rurie ward in Nyandarua. So many contestants went for UDA ticket. We went through a nomination, and the guy who won eventually went on to beat Jubilee thereafter. The same happened in London ward, and the nominations were free and fair. The candidate who won went on to win. The same also applied in Kiambaa and also parts of the Lower Eastern. I think there was a recent by-election, and also in Taita Taveta. So the point is, UDA believes in free and fair nominations. UDA will ensure that every person has been given his opportunity to talk to the electorate and who should come for nominations, and they get a fair chance to compete in the final election. Young people, persons living with disabilities, women, they will not be expected to pay nomination fees at the same range with other persons, so special category has also been taken into account. And no wonder we are very interested in ensuring Section 22 of this bill is deleted. You see, one of the reasons why Jubilee want to have a situation where the Register of Political Parties controls nominations, it's because there will be no nominations in Jubilee Party. No one wants to vie this election with Jubilee. You can see even governors who support Raila Odinga from our region, they have all decamped from Jubilee Party. Example, Kiambu governor, Nakuru governor, Kememia governor, they have said they are going to vie using small parties. When you come to our region, I saw my dear colleague here, she was in Muranga with Sabina, that is my women rep. She gave 1 month notice to Jubilee Party of her intention to run away from Jubilee Party. So the intense competition will be in UDA. Yeah, no one will most likely in a serious candidate seek.
And that's what I'm asking. You know a leader called Purity Ngirishi?
I do.
And she said that there are people who are reaching out to her within UDA to drop her bid for governorship to go and run for woman representative, for a member of parliament for Mwea. And for that, she felt now it's time to leave. How will you deal with such?
You cannot really control how people perceive you or the decisions they will make. I think I have no doubt Honorable Gerechi is a very sober and able leader who is able to make her own decision. Yeah, it's on her own account she decided to vacate UDA despite spending so much in building the party. There's nothing we can do. As to the reasons she gave, they are not true. No one has approached her to drop her bid. But even if indeed there are people who did that, she had the liberty to say no and proceed to seek nominations, to fight with Governor Waiguru on a free and fair nomination. Okay. You see, those who have suffered because of UDA, for example, Gachagua has been arrested and taken to court, myself who lost a parliamentary leadership position. We do not have any title to that party. Okay. We must embrace
all right. Honorable Wanga, you're also gunning for the Homa Bay seat, and obviously, if you are to remember the nominations of 2017, they were not the best conducted. And it's across the board, whether it's in ODM or Jubilee or whichever political party that was. So what is it that your party is doing to ensure that it's a free and fair process as we approach the election?
Thank you, Sam. I think nominations are a headache for every big political party. And first of all, I saw the Deputy President there saying we don't subscribe to village parties, and this is really hypocritical. Because if you saw Jubilee in the last election, they went into coalition with parties from the north, PDR, EFF, Kalembe Ndile's party, and so on and so forth. They all came together even the last time. So to come and say we don't believe in village things, we don't believe in that or the other, is really hypocritical. But let me come back to the issue of nominations. Parties grapple with nominations. And I think it's the biggest headache for managers of political parties to just... Because everyone believes they are entitled to the party's ticket. But ODM, for example, has said they're going to employ, many strategies to get candidates for the various positions, including consensus building. I think that has been explored. That people will, sit down and say, okay. These are the positions, you could go for this, you could go for the other. Where that fails, the issue of the delegates is also up on the cards. Where that fails, it will be universal suffrage, but by party members of the party. And ODM has registered millions of members and have registers for every constituency. The party register. Do
you have them now? Because in 2017 it was chaotic. People used IEBC registers.
No, because the registration has been ongoing. We have registers for every constituency for party members. And now that this political party's bill is very clear that it's party members who participate in the nominations. And when we say party members, our members sometimes confuse it for party delegates. No, it's members of the party. And membership, joining the party is free. And it's just on your phone. You just, there are codes that you dial and you'll be a member of the party, and it's free of charge. So anybody, anywhere who wants to participate in nominations of ODM should just join the party, through that simple process. Do you think process.
These political parties have the capacity to conduct those free and fair polls?
You see, the problem comes when it's supposed to be an IEBC type of election. Because what members of the party expect is that in every polling station, using the IEBC list, nominations are conducted in the same manner as elections are conducted with the IEBC. And my party leader, Raila Odinga, has always said, nominations are not elections. Nominations are processes for the party to pick their candidates. So if you expect that IEBC is now looking for a budget of over 40 billion to conduct the election, political parties have, say, 100, 150 million, 200 million for the same process. If you expect that they can be in every polling station and the processes are, flawless in the same manner as IEBC does, perhaps that's asking too much of political parties. But the processes must still be as fair as free and as fair as they can get. And that is the only way parties can consolidate support for the general election. Okay. So I think what UDA wafanya hizo nomination, what Kinangirishi are doing is just a tip of the iceberg. And what you saw in Bomet must be dealt with, because, for example, anyway, let me leave UDA issues to UDA.
No, by the way, the party leader of ODM is on record saying there'll be no open nominations. They will handpick candidates for...
I think what they have said... And
which, in my view, is very unfair to the young people.
The Secretary General has said that universal suffrage will be the last resort. But
but surely, how does Kakata come and say that the party leader has said the ODM will handpick candidates? I have already outlined what the party is planning, where there is, direct nomination is provided for, including in the UDA rules. The direct nomination is provided for, consensus is provided for, this nomination by delegates is provided for, and universal suffrage. So you can use any of the methods, so long as you pick a candidate who will win the general election.
Okay, and in any case, your political parties have submitted nomination rules. I want to finish with the two of you, but starting with you, Honorable Mweke, because it will be the first time you're in a different political party, if I'm not mistaken. Previously, you've been to another between Wiper and UDA, have you? No?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right. So it's just another time. So for you, what do you want to see with these nominations, knowing that these are real challenges, especially having a certified register that you say people come to the polling booth and you're telling them, no, you cannot because you're not a member of this party. That can easily turn into chaos because of the political interest of the different political candidates.
Yeah, you see, all political parties have already sent their nomination rules to the Registrar of Political Party. And those are the rules that are going to be used for nominations. So if you follow the rules that you've already set for yourselves as a political party, nobody tells you as a political party that you must have an election. You can choose whichever way you want to nominate your candidates, and that's decided by your National Executive Council of your political party. So nominations for political parties are as good as the organization of that political party. And that's why it's strong as political parties to have good institutions, good systems, good processes to ensure that the people who are running on your ticket also feel that the process of nominations is free, it's credible, and it's transparent. As Senator Kangata said, UDA has already been tried and tested. We've done nominations now in several by-elections. We've done them properly. You did not see the chaos. And we let, as per Article 38 of our Constitution, we let the electors, the Mwananchi, just in respect to our bottom-up economics, our Mwananchi to decide who it is that they wanted to lead them. And when we did that process fairly, our candidates went on and won. So
when you say that, you mean universal suffrage?
No, we did nominations for our candidates.
How did you do it?
Some was negotiated democracy. Others, I think, in some places, correct me if I'm wrong, we actually did open nomination. Yes, I remember that.
Okay. All right, Dr.
So ni kujipanga, and if you are organized properly and you are fair, and you follow your nomination rules, then I don't see a problem. With,
Dr. Chris Omalo, let's finish this. I know you're the Secretary General of Fort Kenya, so probably... Final remarks. So probably you obviously have the information. But so with all these interests, coalition building, alliances building... Sorry, Senator, you're on mic. And you know that different political parties may form coalitions, including yourselves within One Kenya Alliance. I don't know how far you've gone with that. But ultimately, how will you deal with nominations in situations that you may find yourselves in alliances, whether it's at the presidential vote or even at the local level?
Thank you. Nominations is a big headache to all political parties, irrespective of whether you're in government or in opposition. And if you did your nomination successfully in a by-election, it has no positive correlation to the general election. The two are totally different. When it comes to nominations, it has a positive correlation with the performance in the final elections. And there's no party at all which want to make mistakes. You want to pick a popular candidate whom you are sure, if he goes to the general election, he's likely to win. And the most important activity of any party is the general election. And the joy of the performance of a party is when your candidate wins elections. So there's no way any serious political party will want to mess up with nominations. And like Ford Kenya, for instance, we submitted our nomination rules. This was about more than a month ago. And the first time they were submitted, IEBC mentioned that none of the political parties qualified. We reviewed them, we sent them back, and later on we were told 79 parties or so were approved. Why nomination is important is because in some regions in this country, depending on which political party you are on, once you win the nominations, you are almost as good as done. Honorable Wanga here, I wish her well, she's running for governor of Homa Bay. She's running against the chairman of ODM. It's tough. But once whoever will win that nomination, it will be as good as the general election. You will be the governor. So it depends with which region, depending on the political party. So to me, nominations should be taken as seriously as the general elections. And in case of coalitions, there's a provision for joint nomination. And in that law of the Political Parties Act that was being amended, it says, if it's a coalition doing its nominations, if it's joint, the members, you should be a member of one of the party membership for you to participate in that joint nomination, which is a good idea. But because it looks so bad.
So that would mean the member.
For instance, as in One Kenya Alliance, if we want to go for nominations, the people who will form like the electoral college or whatever, they are members of each constituency parties.
That's what I'm saying. If in such a situation, then the candidate from the predominant political party will easily win.
Yes.
Is that fair for
absolutely.
The other parties?
No. I think, let me explain. Let's say, for example, I'm in One Kenya Alliance, and we're with Wiper. And predominantly in Ukambani, Wiper is so strong. So we can bring in the issue of zoning, so that whoever the candidate wins the nominations of Wiper in that particular Ukambani region will be the one to be the flag bearer of the coalition. Or each party brings their candidates, and we go for the joint nomination. So it can go that way. As parties, this is the chaotic part. And that's why we have a provision for independent candidates. And I saw the other day, I think it's when the Elections Act is being amended, it comes on the floor of the House. We also need to see how do we treat independent candidates. It's unfair an independent candidate comes to compete in this political party, and when he loses, he jumps to an independent candidate. So in the law, we're looking for a way of how to manage that.
All right, Dr. Chris Omala, I hear you. Feedback on Citizen TV Kenya at Sam Gituku, the hashtag is Daybreak. Athanas Mavuti, passing the political parties bill to enable some to form a coalition parties to get to power is not the solution. The most important coalition is that of voters. Whoever does a coalition with voters will carry the day come August. J.M. Musoma, those opposing the political parties bill should just come up with an alternative bill if the amendments are shot down, instead of discrediting or trivializing the office of the Registrar of Political Parties. Odongo Rolex, I think the bill is good for coalition parties and it will strengthen the coalition building. Let our members of the two houses have a sober mind while debating, despite being opposing or defending the bill. Kelo Mwalimu, expect the same voting pattern witnessed in the National Assembly to continue in the Senate. However, deliberations in the Senate will be much more orderly with a few hecklers. Okelo. Efokango, without prejudice, we must promote tolerance, understanding and acceptance of diversity in all aspects of life, encourage full participation by all ethnic communities in social, economic, cultural and political life of other communities. And then Chalo Ward Rosie, let us allow the investigative authority to determine what amounts to hate speech or not. Let the leaders not publicize what is obviously a remark that may fuel political violence in various parts of the country. Such careless political utterances should be condemned. And that's our time here on Daybreak. Honorable Wanga, I'm so sorry that we are out of time. It's already 7 minutes past the hour. But today the Senate will be considering the bill. It's just the first reading, so no much action from there. Sorry? The special sitting is today, isn't it? Yeah, so Speaking Tuesdays. Sam Gituko is my name. Honorable Wanga, thank you so much for making time for us. Senator Irungo Kangata, Honorable Chris Omalwa, and Honorable Jonathan Mweke, and all the best. You know, your contest, you know, whatever you do. And take care of yourselves. COVID-19 is real, so please keep your distance and keep it clean. Bye for now.